Good morning, everybody. Wayne Bolden here at the Speed King channel. Hope everybody's having a great rainy week for sure here on the East Coast. And as always, we ask you turn your closed captions on for us. And remember, our tip sheets will be available this weekend. The last weekend of the 100-point Derby prep races. Of course, we have the Santa Anita Derby this Saturday, and as well as the over there at Keeneland's opening week. Of course, we have the Bluegrass, and we will be talking about the Wood Memorial up there at Aqueduct in Jamaica, Queens, for sure. As always, just email us at speedking24@yahoo.com to get our tip sheets. Well, let's look at the Wood Memorial. Well, once again, it looks like it's going to be a chaotic race. Just want to clean up some things in terms of housekeeping with this year's Wood Memorial Grade 2, race number 10 on Saturday for $750,000. Again, 100 points, 50 points, 25, 15, 10, like that. And if it's a full field of 13. Now, this race notoriously over the last 2 or 3 years have produced very large returns in odds. I think Lord Miles won at 59-1, and back in 2021, Bourbonic with Kamuch in the arms and Pletcher doing it, another large payout. And as I kept looking at this race, it just doesn't look that strong to me. On the surface, there's 2 or 3 contenders in here. The number 4, deterministic, of course, and then Todd Pletcher has Tuscan Sky that looks like, on the surface is very, very strong. And a horse, a New York bred that I always back, El Grando, the number 2 horse, looks like the speed, but is a New York bred and hasn't gone 2 turns. So there's a lot of different things going on here, and I keep coming back to a long shot play that I'm going to make my number 1 play here. So I'm going to dial right in and get right out. Well, again, this is a stretch, okay? I'm not impressed with these horses in this race at all. That's why I'm going to give the number 5 horse, Protective, a shot here, right? It's going to be my long shot play in here because it's notorious for returning big prices. Protective is still a maiden. No, he didn't come in the Wood Memorial with a maiden horse. Well, I don't know. I'm just not impressed with the top 3 contenders in here for sure. Maybe one I am with the number 4, deterministic, but the Christopher Clement runner. But Protective is still a maiden. 0 for 2. But I still can't get out of my head when this horse ran the first time, July 22nd, up at Saratoga in the maiden special race, and ran second behind Valentine Candy. Valentine Candy is a very, very nice colt who ended up running and winning 3 different stake races as a 2-year-old for Steve Asmussen. The horse, Protective, ran a beautiful race that day with Irad in the arms. Of course, this is a Rapoli runner here by Medagliador on the back end by Empire Maker. Both of those trained by the late great Bobby Franco. They did pay $250,000 for this one. But in that Saratoga race on July 22nd, it was just a maiden race. But Valentine Candy is a very, very nice horse for Asmussen. And I just can't believe that Protective, after running that race, is that bad of a horse. Now, after that race on July 22nd of last year, the horse was unseen for 222 days. So something happened to him. They brought the horse back to make the 3-year-old debut on March 10th at Tampa Bay. A maiden race for sure, a field of 5 only. But there was a lot of checking and bumping and all that going on. The horse was 3 to 5, ran 3rd, finished 3rd, but was placed 4th because of interfering around the turn or whatever. And again, to me, this field is just not that strong, and why not? Okay, I'm going to go ahead and try a long shot in here as my top pick. Obviously this horse is going to have to improve a ton or whatever, but I think the horse is better than what you see on paper. That's just my thing. Now, the fact that the horse is still a maiden, they don't read, they just run. They don't know that. But what I will tell you is, sure, this horse is going to have to improve a whole bunch, okay? I do have my boy Kendrick Carmouche up love to see him run first or second in here for sure to get into the Derby, you know, because not many black jocks obviously have an opportunity to ride in the Derby. Matter of fact, only 6 black jocks have ridden in the Derby since 1903 or 1906 or something like that. But that being said, Protective again has got a long hole in front of him to win this race, but why not? Okay, I've seen Lord Miles win last year at 59-1 or something like that. 2 years before, Barbatic won with that was a Pletcher, and just happened to have Camuch in the arms as well. For sure, at some huge odds, won the race. And to me, this race is just not that impressive, okay? A lot of these horses in here have not gone 2 turns like that. So let's give a long shot a shot here. I like Protective. I love the race that the horse ran as a maiden. I thought this horse should do better at 2 turns for sure. The last return race, the 3-year-old debut, there was some jockeying and bumping and grinding going on for sure. Our top pick in this year's Wood Memorial is a long shot. It's a maiden. There we go out speaking. Well, you know, I see what I see. I do what I do, and I always back my opinion for sure. You know, I have one, and I don't back down from what I believe, okay? But it's going to be a long stretch for sure for this horse to win this race. But weirder things have happened. Now, top pick, a long shot, extreme long shot. I should get a great price in this race for sure. The number 5. Protected with Camuch up, and it's Rapoli and Pletcher. And our second pick is probably, in my opinion, the strongest horse of the 13 in here, or of the 12 here, deterministic, right? Well, did you know this? The trainer, Christopher Clement, has never had a Kentucky Derby starter. I think I read that somewhere. Would somebody proof that and proof check that for me? The number 4 trained by Christopher Clement. Christopher has never had a Kentucky Derby starter. That just doesn't seem right or something, right? But anyway, to me, the number 4 is probably the most legit horse in the race. If you ask me, 2 starts, 2 wins, of course. I think clearly the horse to beat in here by Liam's Matt, Spingletown on the back end. We talked a little bit about Clement. He has the Rolex guy in the arms, right? It's Joel Rosario, y'all. Mr. Rolex himself. He'll be on time. Him and Christopher is 18% together. This horse is 2 for 2. Broken Maiden out there at Saratoga, right? You don't take your 2-year-old baby up at Saratoga unless they can run. Came back, broke after 203 days, and won the Gotham Grade 3 in the slot. Beautiful, beautiful speed figure. Set, and wore him out at 1 mile, which is 1 turn for sure. Now going to 2 turns. There's a question right there, right? Which is the question for a lot of these in here. But to me, it looks like this horse should be able to go 2 turns, and I believe is clearly the horse to beat. This one will be on all of our tickets, our second pick in here for sure. Truly, to me, the one to beat in here, okay? Our third pick, well, you know, Todd Pletcher has this other horse down there, Tuscan Sky, right? The number 9 horse. Well, Tuscan Sky is 2 for 2 as well. 2 starts, 2 wins. So the number 4 and the number 9 are both undefeated, right? Does deserve a look here. Now, this horse broke the maiden on January of this year at Aqueduct at 6 furlongs. Came back at Fairgrounds on February 17th and won an allowance race, okay? By the way, that race, there was only 3 horses in the race, right? So again, you got to take that with a grain of salt. Earned a beautiful speed figure, the number 9, but it was a 3-horse race. It's like a match race. So how good is the horse? I mean, the horse basically did a public workout, right? Beating 2 other horses. Most of the Todd Pletcher horses could beat 2 other horses. So again, the field was only a field of 3. But that being said, the horse still ran a beautiful race and earned a beautiful speed figure and has never done nothing wrong and won both races. That'll be our third pick here, the Todd Pletcher Tuscan Sky. Okay, of course, we're taking the other Todd Pletcher. And we're going to round it out with the New York bred, who appears to be the speed from the rail, the number 2, El Grando. Well, everybody know I always like this horse, probably because he's a speed horse. And the number 2 New York bred Is going back to 2 turns again. Dylan Davis is, I would say Robbie Davis, I mean, God rest his soul. Dylan Davis is in the arms here, and this horse, a New York bred. 3 wins from 11 starts, 5 seconds, and 2/3. 10 times in the money from 11 starts. So this is a hard-hitting 3-year-old, a hard-hitting New York 3-year-old. Be loose on the lead for a long, long way, okay? So that'll be how we round out the Wood Memorial. So, again, this year's Wood Memorial, the last of the 3 100-point Derby points towards the Derby. The Wood Memorial could be another big upset here for sure with a large price. Our top pick is the Maiden. No, we didn't. There he goes, our Speed King. I'm never scared of anything when it comes to racehorse, right? I have an opinion and I back it. The number 5 horse, Protective, right? The Maiden, right? It is a Pletcher horse. We got Kamooch in the arms. Let's see if we can upset this field. I should get a square price. The horse to beaten here to me is the number 4 horse, Deterministic. I like it. Clement looks like he's going to get a Derby horse into the Derby for the first time. Please proof me on that. And then we round out our trifecta with Tuscan Sky, the other Pletcher on it, the number 9, and then the Super with the number 2. So for to get us, it's 5, 4, 9, 2, just like that. Go ahead and box it up. Demand some value in here. The weather should be a lot better on the East Coast by Saturday. It's been raining the last 3 or 4 days. Let's see. It's the Speed King's long shot. Can hit the board and make the Derby. The number 5, Protective. Going way out on the limb. What else is new? 5, 4, 9, 2. Just like that. In this year's Wood. Enjoy yourself, folks. Email us at speedking24@yahoo.com. Wow, Speed King. A Maiden? Yeah, well, what are you gonna do?